Hey everybody, today I'm going to go through my top 5 picks in the RIDGID Gen5X cordless lineup. And that's a pretty expansive lineup covering brush tools as well as brushless tools. We featured a lot of those in full video reviews, and some things have come up over and over again that are very consistent with each one. They have excellent power levels and run times, but more importantly, we don't have any problems with them overheating. The tools and the battery packs, even under extreme use, don't shut off on you. And let's say you're building a deck with the impact driver. If you're running screws back to back to back, the tool's not going to shut off and leave you waiting for it to cool back down. It's going to keep going until the battery pack dies. And the good thing about the RIDGID Gen5X lineup is the fact that the battery packs are completely interchangeable. You don't have some tools that require only a high capacity pack. In fact, if you had this compact version, which is a 2 amp hour battery, and you pop that on the sliding miter saw, you can get right to work. So what I want to do in this video is give you some closer up looks at all 5 of my top picks, and I'm going to explain to you why I like each one so much. Starting out with number 5 would be the 5-inch random orbital sander. This is going to be a variable speed model, and if we notice, the battery pack slides right on the rear of the unit. This is going to give you 2 options as far as using it. You can hold it from the top or from the side. And on the rear of the unit is a high capacity dust bag. This does a great job at holding all the dust as you're sanding. Very little escapes, but if you don't want to deal with this and you want to hook it up to a standard shop vac, if you simply remove it, there's a dust port underneath that will allow you to do that. And there's also going to be a great safety feature built into this to prevent accidental damage. If you have the battery pack removed and you move this around or store it and you accidentally hit the button which would turn it on or off, when you reinstall a battery pack, it does not automatically cut back on. In order to activate the unit, you must first install a battery pack before you can press that button to turn it on. And if we take a look at another model, which would be a corded unit with a standard rocker switch design, if you unplug this out of the wall, then you turn it on, when you plug it back in, the unit's automatically going to start sanding, damaging what you're working on. That's not the case with the RIDGID because of that upgraded switch design. Now lastly, when you want to use this, it's as simple as selecting exactly how fast you want to sand, turn the unit on, and then you can get right to work. Number 4 would be the 7 1/4 inch brush circular saw, which comes in the 5-piece toolkit. The balance on this saw is excellent with almost 50-50 weight distribution. It's extremely powerful and it has some excellent run times. And during our runtime testing, it actually beats the M18 fuel brushless counterpart. It's got the sidewinder style with the right-hand blade design, and it also has a handle in front of the motor to give you excellent control as you're using it. It's got a maximum bevel of 56 degrees, and really the only thing missing on this saw that I wish they included would have been a rafter hook. But as far as adjusting the settings and then getting to work, it's a matter of just lining up a cut, pulling in on the trigger, and then you can get right to work. Number 3 would be the Covert Air Hybrid Fan. Now I did a full review on this. The run time is unbelievable. And it also has the option, because it is a hybrid tool, for being powered with a standard extension cord, or it can run off the battery packs. The main reason that I like this fan over a lot of the competition are the noise levels. And in the summertime when I'm recording videos, this is the only one I can use while I'm recording that the microphone does not pick up because it is so quiet. In addition to that, it is variable speed, so it's not just simply high, medium, or low. And because you can easily adjust that depending on how much movement that you want to have as far as airflow, it's as simple as just turning this dial. Now, one thing that we'll use this for all summer long is when we go camping, because we can have this fan blowing on us all night long. It doesn't keep us awake because of noise, and then in the morning it's still running off a standard 5 amp hour battery pack. Number 2 would be the Stealth Force brushless oil impulse driver, or otherwise known as a quiet impact driver. This is going to be a 3-speed unit, much like their brushless or even their brushed version, but it's going to have greatly reduced noise levels. Now, as far as the speed goes, it's also faster in most applications than a typical impact driver. The chuck does not require you to pull the collar forward and install a bit. Line it up, press it into place, and now it's going to be ready to go. There's 3 different LEDs surrounding the chuck, which is their tri-beam LED. And what I'll do now is drive some 3-inch coated deck screws into this pressure-treated 4x4 post. Just watch how fast, but also how quiet the impact driver is. And you can see that if you were working inside and there were other people in the building that you're at, you're not going to disturb them like you would with a typical impact driver. Because this is utilizing the oil impulse technology, which is a hydraulic system, it's a lot quieter and a lot faster in most applications. And my number 1 favorite tool in the Gen5X lineup is the Brushless 7¼ dual beveling sliding compound miter saw. Now this is an extremely lightweight and powerful unit, but more importantly it's going to have some extreme run times. In fact, looking at other cordless miter saws using a 7¼ blade, this is the only one on the market today that has a brushless motor, and it's also the only one on the market that's dual beveling. In fact, if we look at some larger cordless miter saws, being a 10 or a 12-inch, remember that this only takes 1 battery pack in order to operate, and it's going to be extremely efficient. Looking at those larger units with the larger blades, making the same cut through the same board, it would take more power because the motor is going to have to work harder to spin the larger blade. Because this blade is very small and very lightweight, the motor can be very efficient and you would get maximum run times with it. Now also remember, if you're looking at this saw, it's only sold as part of a kit, meaning you'll get the saw, a 5 amp hour battery pack, as well as a rapid charger. And the good thing is that high capacity pack is still going to be compatible with all the other tools in RIDGID's 18-volt lineup. So now you've seen my top 5 picks in RIDGID's Gen5X lineup. And remember, I like a lot of the tools in that lineup. These 5 just happen to stand out, and they're the ones that I'll typically use more than anything else. And I also want to point out, as far as the circular saw goes, if you're looking at this versus the brushless model, the size, weight, and feel of them are pretty much the same. The big difference is going to be the run times. With the brushless model, you will be able to get additional work done, and the brushed model is the one that comes in the 5-piece kit. That's typically the way people will enter the Gen5X lineup, and that's going to include an impact driver, a hammer drill, an LED light, as well as a reciprocating saw. Now remember that all the tools in the Gen5X lineup are compatible with all the battery packs, whether that's a compact pack or a high capacity pack. And if you register them within 90 days of purchase, they're all going to qualify for RIDGID's lifetime service agreement. Meaning because these are cordless power tools, you'll qualify for free batteries, free parts, and free service for life. If you like this video, please click like. If you like my channel, please click subscribe. And thanks for watching.